Okay, now we're starting for real. Hi, I'm John.
Hi, I'm Gary.
This is Goofy Gary.
Goofy Gary, yeah.
Yeah, and today is Hunter's birthday, so we're going to do a special live stream from Santa Clara Interlocking Tower.
That's right.
Which is where we are right now.
Wait, whose birthday was that again?
Looks like it's this guy.
Yeah.
Is it live or is it a picture? So, welcome. We don't have anything very specific planned for this other than just to sit here and have fun. If you look on, it's going to be over my head, which is fine because I look better this way. But I have a camera facing toward the southbound trains and a camera facing toward the northbound trains. As you can see here, there's one just departing the station, which we missed by about 2 seconds.
Well, you guys did. I didn't.
Yeah. Hunter was out taking a picture of it, but I have this program, OBS, that I've seen other people use, and I wanted to try it. So I've got a few cameras set up in here, and anytime a train comes, we're going to swap over to one of those cameras, and it should be fun. So thanks for joining us. Hunter turned 25 today.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, ancient. I mean, I'm from the days of VHS tapes, floppy disks, and audio cassettes.
Yeah, don't you feel sorry for him, Gary,
Yeah.
for being so old?
I mean, look at that shirt. See? I mean, look, it's, floppy disk, VHS tape, audio cassettes, and vintage 1994. So, I mean, yeah, I'm an old man.
But
Hello.
on the way over here, though, to give you an idea, he's not old. I'm old.
Mm-hmm.
I put my shirt on inside out. That's how old I am. I can't even see, right? Yeah. How old are you?
I have 78 records in my garage.
Oh, right. I don't even have any of those. The fastest mine goes 45. Do you know what that means, Hunter?
Yes, I know what that means.
What's the 45?
45 is a record that you put on the record player that runs around at 45 revolutions per minute.
They're about that big, and they have the big hole in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you need that little... Well, you would know that because you like jazz. And you kind of have to know that.
Well, actually, if anyone here knows, Trainboy 94 was taken down, but I came back just because I got a side interest in Thomas the Tank Engine that I like to do. And so I have an account called Earl of Sodor. But train programs are being released on that like normal, like nothing's ever changed. And I'm actually redoing all my content to have a better ebb and flow as far as continuity is concerned. And it's not just a rehash of my old material. I'm actually adding a lot of the archive film that everyone has heard about me doing on YouTube and making it public. And I'm actually dubbing all those sounds with stuff that I've ripped from my collection of 33s, which is all of railroad sound recordings from the 50s, 60s, 70s of steam, early diesel, and that's what I used to dub in as a track with those silent films. But some of them are cool enough to have Super 8 sound film. And I mean, I shot slides all year last year, so I guess that constituted old, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But just because you like old stuff doesn't make you old, though.
Well, I'm an old soul. What I've always said to myself is I'm a 90s kid with an 80s soul.
Ooh,
So,
that's really ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Well, we should probably mention that ERTL of Sodor,
yes.
SODOR,
Yes.
Hunter's new channel.
Yes.
Now, it sounds like a Thomas channel, and it is partly, right? I mean, because there's
Right, there's gonna
Thomas stuff on there.
Right, there is. Yeah.
But there's also a lot of other really cool stuff that's not Thomas. So
It's just regular train stuff, like nothing ever happened. It's the same as it was on the old channel. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to satisfy both needs in one place. And but the train stuff is as such where it's better than it was before. Whereas with Trainboy 94, I had that account for 12 years, and you could really see, how I went from really, really primitive editing where I was just posting single clips that were poorly framed, low quality, to editing with really primitive software like Windows Movie Maker, where now that I'm running on a Mac with Final Cut Pro, I figured, well, I'll take the best of the best and release it from everything I've shot over the last 11 years, keep posting new stuff to that page, as well as when I rehash my older stuff, I'll add my archive footage that adds continuity. Like my most recent video, at least at the time of this webcast, it won't be by the end of tomorrow evening because I'll have another video up. It's my footage of Union Pacific 844, and that's a really interesting video to think of because, I mean, whereas John was doing his chases in Altamont Pass and stuff when it came down in 2009, I was only 14 years old, and I skipped a day of school my freshman year of high school to go watch it run through Roseville. And then I caught it leaving Roseville a week later. And then it shows after that my chase over Donner in 2012. But most interesting thing is it shows my really, really bad, not really bad, but below average, below average photography that I did at age 14 with the DV tape camera and everything else, and then goes to some of my better stuff I did when I was 18, when I kind of had a bit more sense of what was going on. But the prelude is what you really want to see because it's the double header from 1981 over Donner Pass to Rail Fair, and I dubbed that all in with sound, and looks pretty neat. What's so funny?
Oh, nothing.
What I said?
No.
I said it was really bad. Well, not actually really bad.
No, it's nothing about that.
Oh, okay.
So I want to mention. We have a green signal.
We sure do.
So we're gonna have a train coming through sometime soon, and we can test this little switching cameras thing. Did you see that I did an Alvinism?
Oh my God.
So, hey Sparky, look, I just noticed on here, they want you to wear a wig. We don't have any wigs.
No wigs.
Dave, you didn't come, so we don't have the wigs.
No.
This kind of looks like a
I got a
wig.
hat
but
on.
it's not. Oh, yeah, but that's not a wig.
Well, it's got Thomas on it.
We're
though.
both wearing our gray wigs today, I think.
Yes, yeah. I have my my hair piece on. Yeah. It's actually not short like this. It's really long, and then I swirl it around and comb it over and then swirl it back. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what Hunter's been up to, and I did want to mention the Ertl of Sodor channel because the stuff that I've seen him put up already on it is pretty cool stuff, and I don't know that you're gonna really see that anywhere else.
You really won't see a lot of it anywhere else. I mean, probably the most notable video as far as archive stuff is concerned was that stuff I got of the Flying Scotsman that's up there. That stuff is, a British engine running in America like that. No one really would have thought of in the early 70s, and here we go on the WP. There's footage of Flying Scotsman coming over Altamont and riding over San Francisco Bay on the WP car ferry, and then running along the Embarcadero. So, I mean, there's going to be Thomas stuff in a sense that I'm doing a series of adaptations of Thomas stories, that I'm piecing together slowly but surely. That's like anybody, though, who plays with Lionel 3-rail or anything like that. It's just, my generation was with the Thomas the Tank Engine toys more so than Lionel trains. I mean, I had Thomas in Lionel O-gauge, so go figure. So it's just all about what you had growing up and everything. Like, I know a lot of kids in the 50s, especially in the early 50s, there was this program on TV for the old American flyer trains called the Boys Railroad Club. That was all promoting stuff. And there were other shows like Lunch with Casey, which was Casey Jones in the late 50s, and Casey Jones with Alan Hale Jr. in 1957. So it all really depends on, I guess, what inspired you when you were younger. And I think as long as, you're into trains and you're still posting the photography and stuff like that, little Thomas video here and there, I mean, it's just something I'm into. And hey, if you look at the show now, children's entertainment nowadays sucks. So I'd much rather bring smiles to kids' faces with something that looks a bit better than, some of the kids' programs they have out today.
I do have a question.
Yes.
You said Alan Hale Jr.?
Yes.
Is that the same guy that was on Gilligan's Island? Or
Yes,
is
it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's Alan Hale Jr.?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's
Yeah.
Skipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before
same
that,
guy.
he was Casey Jones.
I didn't know
And
that.
and actually, it was filmed on the Sierra Railroad using number 3. Number
only-
3 was relettered to number 1 for the
Yeah.
Cannonball Express.
I've only ever known him as Skipper.
Yeah,
So-
he was Casey Jones before he was Skipper. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool. I learned something new today.
Yeah, and also too, I'm going to be putting together here a couple really big steam videos coming up in the next month or so, because we got 2 big steam double headers happening well, not big steam, but pretty big as far as the events are concerned, double headers. Clover Valley number 4 and Skookum are double heading again in September, and then Sierra Railroad is having a double header that following day. So I'm gonna power through it, even if I have to work an 8-hour night shift in between, and go film both. And then I'll be doing a large narrated video including archive footage and my footage from 2010 to now of the Sierra Railroad in Railtown 1897 steam operations. And then I'm going to do a separate video showing the freight operations with a trip that we took, our Chasing Trains trips in September, a trip I did with Gary a month before that. And then I have archive footage of the Sierra Railroad Baldwins working. So
Very
that'll
good.
be pretty good. So yeah.
So you're staying really busy.
Trying to.
That's what I'm hearing from this.
Yes. Well, I mean, John would know. I send him links when anything new pops up, and he gets them fairly frequently at this point.
Yeah. Well, I get the links from your channel because I'm subscribed and I've pushed that little bell icon. So yeah, really busy. I get yours too, Gary. I don't know how you guys put those videos up so fast. That always gets me.
A film at 11.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm more of a news guy. I'm not into the production value. I just, the event happens and then we get it up as fast as we can.
And then
And at my age, we can't get it up real
you
fast.
gotta
anyway.
you gotta get it up somehow. Oh, great.
well, see, and for me, really, I mean, a lot of this stuff you've seen like 6-7 years ago that's been up on my account recently. But the thing is it's never a rehash of the old video. It's always some new material that's really amazing alongside that old stuff. So basically what I'm doing is, since the stuff I shot my teenage years wasn't really all that great, some of it because I was just learning, I just figured I'd do the best of what that era was for me as far as photographically, and then follow that up with just anything I shoot from this point forward. So
I want to mention something, just get a word in here for a second.
yeah.
We don't have the help of the top secret video producer today, so I'm having to monitor the chat just off screen here on a separate computer. So if I'm not looking over here, that's why, because I'm trying to see if there's any chat or any questions that people have. Like if you have a question about Hunter's new channel, or if you have a question about what this place is or where we are, that kind of thing, I'll be looking over here from time to time just to see what's going on. And by the way, I should mention this: the super chat is active for this stream. So if you do a super chat, that highlights your question in the screen here, and I'll see it a lot easier that way. So just saying. Anyway, I thought we were going to have a train by now. When we were starting the stream, a train came through, and you saw it when the stream, just got started. That train that was leaving, and it's 4:15 here, so our afternoon/evening commute should be getting into full swing pretty quickly. So we probably should do some question and answer before all the trains start coming through, because when the trains start coming through, we won't be talking as much, or we won't have a chance to talk as much. So.
And I'll be over on the platform shooting trains, so I'll be kind of in and out.
Hunters, hey, you're going to be in and out?
Well, we're having fish and chips for dinner tonight, so.
Well, you are. I don't know what I'm having.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want me to drive you to Milpitas.
No.
Which I can.
Well, we're gonna be eating off of Story Road in San Jose.
Oh, that could be on the way back if we want to.
Yeah. So, no, we're not gonna eat in Milpitas. But
Isn't your top secret helper going to join us?
I don't know. I invited top secret helper to come, but she was unavailable today.
Oh.
Working on all that school stuff. So I just heard an announcement from the automated announcement guy that a train's coming. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a northbound one, and as soon as I see it pop up in my little picture-in-picture display here, let me do this. There we go. You'll see it on. Let me see. It's on this one. You'll see it coming. It's hard for me to reconcile this because the train's actually coming for me from over there, but wait, yeah.
If
That
you see
one.
me looking like this
Wait,
and
now-
like this, it's because I'm looking to see if there's a train coming.
Why did I put them coming from here when it's really coming from here? Why did I do that, I wonder?
Oh, you got them reversed?
I think I got them reversed.
Well, not really. If you're going,
No, wait a minute.
you got them going southbound.
Oh, this is right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There he is.
Oh, here he comes. Here it is. Here we go.
Oh, we
Better
got a
turn it
train.
on.
I'm going down the stairs.
Yay. So I think they're going to make a station stop, so we can watch it as it makes the stop there. But I'm very curious. Oh, hang on a second. Someone had a question here. Rick Bailey, are you guys always West Coast time? Well, yeah, we're on the West Coast.
We're on the West Coast.
But that's kind of an odd question because we could say that we're on East Coast time and just say it's 7:15 right now.
We could be on European time if we want.
Yeah. But whatever. It's okay. I'm just glad that people are
Greenwich
watching.
Mean
So,
Time.
right, exactly. GMT. So Patrick the Fox is asking if there's been a layout tour done here, and the answer to that question is yes, there have actually been 2 layout tours done here. One that was HO scale and one that was N scale.
And the remastered ones just came out.
The remastered ones just came out within the past couple of weeks.
Right.
And I'm partial to the remastered ones. I think they turned out a lot better than the originals. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing remasters, is because I can make them look and sound a lot better now. So let's watch the
I
train.
have a question about the HO one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's watch the train go
Yeah, let's
by.
watch the train go by first. Looks really good on here.
Uh-huh.
See how it's all choppy? Yeah, it is doing that.
Yeah.
I'm noticing on our monitor here that the outgoing train video was kind of choppy there.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there's anything I can do to fix that.
But the oncoming shot was perfect.
Yeah, the oncoming shot was really nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, anyway, getting back to my HO question,
Mm-hmm.
that layout tour that you did just had a switcher with a few cars. It didn't really have a lot of trains and a lot of the layout shown in it.
Sure did. Did you watch the whole new remaster?
Yeah,
It was
uh-huh.
the same as the old one. I just added
Yeah.
some other newer footage to it.
Yeah, but you didn't have a whole bunch of trains.
Hmm.
Remember, it was just that S4 pulling a local.
Okay, I do remember the S4 pulling the local.
Yeah, and that was about it.
Hmm.
But there was a lot of explanation about the different areas.
Yeah.
But you didn't have a lot of trains in the show.
That was the train coming down the branch line, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
no,
was just
think
curious. There wasn't anything else running that day?
No. When we did the layout tour here for HO scale, there were only a few people here.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, that was probably the reason why.
Yeah, and if you watch it at the end of the show, you can see that there were some passenger trains running, because there was a little montage I did at the end.
Yeah, at
where you
the
could
end
see
there
some,
was, yeah.
some passenger. There was one other that was an SP with some Jeeps on it. I
Right,
think they were
right.
Jeeps. They might have been Cadillacs. I
Right.
don't remember. But so yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of a ton of variety on it.
Yeah.
But it did show the layout, which
Oh,
was
it
the
did,
purpose
yes.
of it. Yeah. So
So I got my shot. It was
Cool.
good. Wasn't Jim Beam, wasn't Jack Daniels, wasn't Makers, but it was alright.
yeah.
Ooh shit.
What'd you do?
No, the door just slammed and my tripod's out here, so I just don't want the vibration to, topple it over the edge.
Oh, okay.
So.
Do you know, I do have another webcam here that I could try hooking up to that oncoming shot. Or, well, it's oncoming for the ones that I really want to see.
Yeah.
But I don't really have a way to...
Oh, Amtrak.
Oh, we're missing one now because I'm worried about other stuff. There's a
charger.
There's a Capitol corridor pulling into the station there.
Yeah, you got a charger on the rear.
Cool. Being pushed by a Siemens, what is it? SC44? Yeah, also known as chargers. Yeah, when you do enter or exit, just push the door closed gently so it's about to slam again. Because of the draft in the room will cause the door to slam, and we don't really want the door slamming on an old building like this. Look, you can see it's like a top secret surveillance camera too. You can see some guy on a bike down there.
Yeah.
So, but I was thinking if I could figure a way to plug in this other camera, maybe we can get a solid shot of the departing trains. The only thing is I don't have...
Doesn't have a mount?
It doesn't have a mount in it like the other one does.
Oh.
Yeah, there's nowhere really to put it. So
What you need is one of those special Russian surround sound.
Oh, the
things
surround sound microphone,
to hook on it.
Yeah, that would have been good. Well, we'll deal with it the way it is this time, and this gives me an idea of something maybe that I know now that I need to address before the next time I do this. And I'm pretty sure that if I were to use the other computer that I brought, it has 3 USB ports, so I wouldn't have to use a splitter. Because I think what's going on is this splitter,
Yes.
it doesn't transmit that much data through this.
That's correct, because you do buy some devices and they say don't plug them into those things. Have you ever seen that?
I have, but I didn't remember seeing that on this one.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how bad this is, and I may try a couple of other things before we're really done here. But looks like it might be working a little better this time. And that's a new Siemens charger that Hunter was talking about receding off in the distance there.
It was much smoother.
It was smoother this time. So maybe we don't have to worry too much about it.
Yeah.
I always really worry about the quality of these things. And the reason that I haven't done a whole lot of live streaming in the past is because the quality just isn't up to the standards that I want it to be. I was hoping that with the OBS software, I could use these HD webcams to get better results, And I should mention, if you look, as you can see the train turning the corner there, it's turning basically north here, and that train will end up in Sacramento eventually. That's where the Capitol corridors go. They come all the way down here to San Jose, and don't know if you can hear it. There's a grade crossing on Lafayette just around the corner there. But they go all the way from Sacramento to San Jose, and that's what the Capitol corridor is. And if you're, sounds like Hunter's back, if you're rail fanning in anywhere that's railroad north of, I believe, Emeryville, you can get Capitol corridors and what we call San Joaquins. The San Joaquins run either from Oakland to Bakersfield or from Sacramento to Bakersfield. So.
But not all of the Capitol corridors come to San Jose.
Oh, they don't? Do they stop in Emeryville too?
Some of them end at Jack London Square.
Oh, okay.
Or the Coliseum.
Yeah, I know that they do go to the Coliseum from time to time too.
But about half of them come all the way to San Jose.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking the Capitol corridors all come down
Not all
there.
of them.
Yeah. Well, but that is the terminus, though. San Jose is the terminus, and although actually I think some of the Capitol corridors, there's at least one I think that goes to Auburn, isn't there?
Yes, one in the morning coming west, and in the evening going east.
Yeah, and some of them also go Oh, actually, no. Only that one would be
That's the only one.
one that goes through Roseville.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like Caltrain, which is the Bay Area's sort of local commute train service, runs from Sacramento all the way to Gilroy. But
you mean San Francisco?
Did I say
Gilroy.
Sacramento?
You said Sacramento.
San Francisco on the north side, all the way to Gilroy on the south side, but only I think 3 trains go all the way to Gilroy.
Right.
They start in Gilroy and go all the way to San Francisco in the morning, 3 times, and then in the afternoon the same thing. And they're talking though with the electrification project and all the improvements that they're making on the Caltrain line. They're talking about running to and from Gilroy all day in the future. So that would make it, I think, probably more convenient for people to use the mass transit the way probably that it should be, right? So
maybe they'll run all the way to Hollister.
Well, no, you can joke about that, but there's talk about them opening a line from Hollister to Gilroy.
Seriously?
Now, I don't know if it'll be Caltrain, but I know that there's talk about that because you've ever been to Highway 25 in the morning or in the afternoon? It's horrendous.
Yeah. Well, it would have to be Caltrain.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing else would work.
I think that originally, and I'd have to check. I know that I've been told, but my memory is not very good. But I'm 99% certain that the line between Hollister to Gilroy is not owned by UP anymore. It's actually owned by it's either a joint powers type of arrangement or something similar that's between Hollister and Gilroy because they want to be able to create a commute service
That makes
between
sense.
there. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to check the chat here real quick. Okay, here we go. Rick wants to know if the USB hub has its own power, and the answer to that question was that it doesn't have its own power, and I'm looking at getting one with its own power. This one was brand new. It's from Amazon, and I just wanted to try it to see if this would work. And I'm thinking about, I'm just going to get the powered one to see if that helps. But anyway, looking on here, Larry Grant. Hey, Larry Grant. Good to see you, and thank you very much for coming to watch. Greatly appreciated. And I loved the pictures you sent of all the TSG shirts and everything, and the mugs and all that you have. Those look great on you. Okay, Rick says, East Coast, just outside Philadelphia. Don't do much rail fanning, but see a lot of CSX, BNSF, and Norfolk Southern.
BNSF in Philadelphia?
I'm surprised too. I didn't know that they go there.
Whoa, bullet!
Yeah, we got a quick one coming. It's coming in hot. It's choppy again.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why it's so choppy.
Like
So-
it almost totally froze.
Yeah, I know it did.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We'll get this figured out before the next time, I'm sure. But what you just sort of saw when it froze up on you there, maybe I'll just have it
Yeah.
film the ones over here. Yeah. What you just saw was one of the Caltrain trains that does not stop here, obviously. But they have these, they used to call them baby bullets. I don't know if they still call it that or not. But these were express trains that were created in the schedule to get people from San Jose to San Francisco or vice versa as quickly as possible. And it takes just over an hour when they only make, I think, 4 or 5 stops at major stations along the line.
When he made the Caltrain video, the baby bullet service was brand new then.
It was.
So, only about a year old.
Oh, it wasn't even that old.
Well,
but yeah.
honestly, like, nowadays, like, anyone who knows Caltrain...
We got a southbound.
Oh, shit.
We got
Sorry,
another.
profanity.
Yeah, this guy.
Didn't mean to.
Oh, I'm over here on the other computer trying to move the mouse around. Okay, I'm gonna try this again, folks. Let's see if it works. I don't think it's gonna work, but we'll try it anyway.
Maybe it works better on southbounds.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it looks like it's... Yeah, it looks like it's updating. Oh, no. This one's choppy again. Yeah. This one's stopping. I can hear the bell. This one's fine. And I will say this, when we first got started here, I tried to put the sound through the splitter, because I thought,
Right.
sound won't take up as much,
Right.
I guess, bandwidth, right, compared to what a camera does. But, what are you gonna do? The only other option that I can think of is I could, instead of using this condenser microphone that we're using here, I could use the microphone that's inside the laptop. That way it won't take up a USB port, because this is coming in here.
Oh, that's true.
But the sound might suffer.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hesitant to do that. But that way, though, the other camera would have its own dedicated USB.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this was intended really to be sort of a test. We can watch the train take off here. This was intended to be sort of a test so that I can get this figured out before I end up doing more of these kind of things, because I have plans for doing more live stuff in the future. It sounds like we have another northbound coming very soon, so I may just leave it on this view. And it might also be another limited stop one. I don't know. It might be a little too soon for another one of those to go through.
Got a really nice shot, actually. I'm looking out the window, but to the right of the frame, you can see all the interlocking levels going down, so you can really tell that you're in a switch tower.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So Hunter's here foaming as well as
Right.
being on the video. And I'm going to switch back to us because I don't see that train coming yet. So as I was saying, I intended to make this sort of a test of this live stuff. And I need to determine, and maybe someone who does a lot of webcam stuff could let me know, because my forte really is not this live broadcast / streaming stuff. My forte is record stuff with the camcorder onto a card or tape or whatever, take it home, and add it to the computer, and then edit that stuff.
Well, that's the same. I think all of us really do that same sort of thing. You're really the only one out of this three.
Here it comes,
us.
man.
Oh, dang.
It is gonna just blast through here.
Yeah, I missed that, and it would have been a great shot. Crack!
What is this?
That time it worked fine. Yeah, I really don't know why it's doing this, Gary.
Okay,
This is
so
just strange.
Yeah.
so whenever it says attention train approaching, that means he's blasting through here, and he doesn't
Yeah.
give a number.
Yeah.
As I was saying, I need to figure out if it's a question of the camera's not getting enough power, or if it's a question of this poor little USB port just can't handle two sources of HD coming in at the same time.
Well, as they say on YouTube, if you know what the problem is, put a comment down below.
Right? Yeah. If you're watching,
Because John really needs help.
I do. I really do, because it's embarrassing to me, and I shouldn't care. I mean, this is YouTube, and I don't know, it's free, right? So why make a big deal about it? But I worry about stuff like that because one of the whole, I guess, reasons why I'm doing this is to try to make as good of quality as possible. So anyway, let's see what we're doing here. Okay. Monday afternoon, who expects perfection? Thanks, Ken. I appreciate that. That's Aloha Milton saying that it's okay.
So, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I know you guys both have been there, done that, but I'm getting really excited for a couple months from now when the big boy finally comes out to California, no matter which way it goes.
Big boy.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, 8:44, I think.
8:44?
8:44.
Oh, look at the plane landing.
Oh, there's a
we
plane
could do a
landing.
webcam here of the planes landing at San Jose Airport.
Yeah,
too.
that one was awfully close.
I know.
We're very close to the San Jose Airport here, so we just saw a UPS plane land very close.
There must be
Close to
another
us.
runway that they use
For
that the
cargo
regular
planes,
passenger planes don't use.
Yeah, I can feel the building
And you
shake
can
a
hear
little
him
bit
too.
too.
Listen how loud he is. The other
Yeah.
regular flights don't make that much noise.
Wow, do you know what that reminded me of? Squirrel.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
I don't remember. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was checking the chat. I was checking the chat over here. So
any of you guys in the comments, I'm just curious. For any of you who live in Ogden, live in Chicago, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, anywhere, and you did get a chance to go out and see the big boy, I'm just curious what all your personal thoughts are. Did you think it was worth the wait? Did you think it was overhyped, underhyped? I mean, did you get the thrill out of it that you were hoping to? Because I've heard a lot of mixed opinions. I know just me growing up, I used to watch a lot of...
good, ask us.
Well, I did. I've heard Gary's side of the story numerous times. What do you think there, John? What do you think?
I thought it was worth it. I did not think that the arrival or excursion of the big boy was overhyped. I really didn't.
Okay.
I think that it was over-attended, meaning you should have seen the roads in Utah where the highway that frontaged the track, or paralleled the track, was just not made for that kind of traffic.
Yeah.
Actually,
So-
the part of it that I enjoyed the most, of course, we did a lot of side stuff,
Mm-hmm.
was all the side stuffs and the people that we associated, the friendship and the conversations we had and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
The engine, I mean, the engine was there, yeah, it was wonderful, it was nice, but all the other stuff that was happening around it really made it a great event.
I agree with that 100%.
And I noticed something on the big boy's front engine, and I told this to John, or I told this, I don't know if I told it to John or I told it to Gary, I know that, but on the front engine, those engines are equipped with the Nathan DV7 mechanical lubricators that are meant to lubricate the rods as the engine is going around to save some work on the engineer with the oil can and everything. Well, notice that on the front engine, it's chained up with a bicycle rig, with bicycle chain to keep it spinning around. I saw that they did that on the engine when they brought it out in 2014 to Cheyenne for restoration. I just think it's pretty interesting that they still have that on the front of the engine. That's not typical, but I know they were really steadfast, quick to get it back running. I mean, they were
Well,
down
this
to
is
the wire
in
there.
case it breaks down. The reason why they did that, Hunter, is in case it breaks down, they can use it as a bicycle.
Oh, okay. Well, I just thought that they just don't want to have a regular, 2467 moment where the lubricators gave out and the engine just totally crapped out.
We were prepared though, in case the engine did break down, because Alvin had his unicycle and he could have towed them back to Cheyenne if he needed to.
Oh boy.
So we have an ACE train approaching.
We do?
The station
yes, we
here.
do.
And so I switched the camera so you could see it. And in case anybody's interested in knowing, the ACE train ACE is short for Altamont Corridor Express.
Used to be Commuter Express.
It used to be Altamont Commuter Express. And you can look on the TSG Multimedia website and see a video that you can purchase either as a DVD or a digital download.
This guy made the best video of Ace that's out there, just saying.
Oh, it's the only one. So
It's the only
also
one.
it's also the worst video that's out there.
It's actually, but tell you the truth, I mean, honestly, it's a really good show. I enjoy it. I've viewed it multiple
It's one of
times.
my favorites, and I know I've told you that before,
Yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah,
So anyway, this train is departing from San Jose.
it's got a double header.
Coming through.
Two units.
Cool. Coming
Like that.
through Santa Clara right now, and this train will terminate in about an hour and a half or thereabouts in a place called Stockton, which is south of Sacramento.
Yeah, a real pit.
Yeah, you could say that. Very quickly, I want to mention Aloha Milton was asking something about the USB setup. So what I have right now as my setup is I have the two webcams going into a USB 3 hub that is a non-powered hub. So it is picking up the energy from the computer. And then the condenser mic is plugged into the other USB port on the computer because this computer has only two. So let's watch the train. And I'm hoping that this time we'll be able to see it without being choppy because this is a double header. It's going to be choppy, sorry. We'll watch the double header on this camera and I'll switch it after it passes.
It's just totally
It's totally
screwed
stopped.
up.
But at least you can tell it's a double header.
In 11 years of rail fanning around here, that's the first time I've seen a ace double header.
Actually, it's not a double header, it's a double rearer.
A double butter.
Double butter.
It was a double rear ender.
Oh, jeez. Well, and I don't mind that really them are talking. I know that under normal circumstances I'd be like, why the hell you got to? But I don't. If you go on my channel that we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you will see a video on there called The Rush, and it's a little 6-minute long music video I made all about the action that's going on around here because with Caltrain electrifying and everything changing around here, I just wanted to show kind of the fast-paced commute rush as it's been for so many
Hunter,
years.
you can, that's right, we were talking when the train went by, so we ruined your audio, but you can fix that just by running some audio of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh yeah, the horn sounds good too.
Yeah.
That little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just heard the automated message that another train is approaching, so we'll see how long that takes to get here. But this is what I was talking about when I said we were going to be live during the commute rush. There's going to be one train or another, north or southbound coming through here probably every, I don't know, what is it, 3 to 5 minutes?
3 to 5 minutes, yeah.
For the next couple of hours. Now, I don't know that we're going to be live here that long. My plan was to go until 5.
Yeah, I was thinking
So-
this. I mean, because I'll tell you, like, personally, go till 5, because then I wanted to go actually down to the depot building itself and film something.
Yeah. Oh, you can still do that, Hunter. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
stay.
You can go right now, Hunter,
I'll
as far
stay
as
here.
don't let us keep you.
Yeah,
Here
here
comes.
So
comes
it's
the
my
train.
birthday broadcast.
It looks like this one's going to be stopping here in the station.
I think that looks weird when you have the incandescent headlight up above and the LED or whatever they are,
Oh, the ditch lights.
ditch lights.
Yeah. I've noticed that some of the Amtrak engines have
Yeah.
that same arrangement. I think they're the F-59s where they're.
I think they're waiting to run out of the stock of the regular incandescent bulbs, and then
Could
they'll
be.
change the other ones.
Yeah, that could very well be.
Yeah.
So, why don't we watch this guy?
Oh, he's
And-
doing a cameo shot
Oh,
of us talking.
Actually, no, I'm zoomed in behind your heads.
oh,
Oh,
sorry.
really?
Yes.
I thought you were in front of us.
No, I got the trains on. I got the interlocking setup and panel
Oh,
on
okay.
one side of the shop.
All right. All right, so guess we'll get to watch this guy. Now I'm gonna try this again. Don't know if it's going to be choppy or not. Hope not. So anyway, while they're taking off, I do want to ask if anybody in the chat, the live chat here, knows, would it help to have a powered USB hub, or is it just going to have to be its own dedicated USB port in order for this to not be choppy? Look, and this time it's not choppy. I don't get it.
That's amazing.
It is a little choppy,
A little bit, but not
it's
like
not
it
as
was.
not as choppy as it was before.
Before it was totally frozen.
Yeah.
I actually did film your heads. I did a zoom pan on that, but I think that's fine because you can't tell that you're on laptops or something like that, so it gives the impression that I'm up with the tower operator.
Oh, I see.
So yeah.
So here's the question.
Which means you guys are going to be starring in my video.
Oh, boy.
Good.
You better get my agent to sign a release. So Ken is saying that
Can
if,
I just give her a hug
if,
and then be
if the
good,
lap,
right?
sure, if the laptop
Sure.
has charging enabled USB 3 port, which it is, it can deliver more power to the hub, but the normal limitation is that the single port can only provide so much power.
All right, guys,
But-
I'm going down to the depot.
Okay, we'll catch you later.
Yeah, don't hurry back.
You're my ride home. What's that supposed to mean? Oh my God.
So here's the question that I have though, because right, and now Ken just said that, not sure it's a power issue. And that's what I'm thinking. I don't think it is a power issue. I think it's a bandwidth issue. I
Yeah.
think that two HD cameras are pushing too much information into the
Yeah,
single
but-
USB
but
port.
Why would one be doing it all the time and the other one never do it?
I don't know the answer to that question. So now there is a possibility. What if I were to, now I'm going to try this, just because, like I said, this is a test. So why not give this a try? I'm going to cut the power to that one
Okay.
and see if that makes our oncoming here work.
Okay.
Oh, now that's not supposed to be working. It's there though. This is the one that I cut the power to. It doesn't look like the power's cut, if you ask me.
Well, you know how you can make sure, just unplug it.
Yeah, and I might try that. Because what I was thinking is, if this one that you're looking at isn't powered, then maybe this one
Well,
will.
what the hell is that button for? If you
Hey, that's what I'm thinking. It's supposed to turn it on and off, but apparently it doesn't do that. I was hoping we'd get to see Hunter walking down there, but I don't see him on the camera.
he's over, he's too far to the right.
Yeah. So what happens if I turn the power back on while that's plugged in? Oh, now it turned off. Oh boy. Oh boy, look at that. That's a real nice look. We have another train approaching.
Train approaching.
I think it's going to come from over here because that's a flashing yellow. I don't see it though. I mean, I guess they might enter the block on a flashing yellow.
Well, it just went
Huh.
green, so.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what it is then. It's going to be a northbound.
Yeah, and he probably went into where it goes to 4 tracks there,
Yeah.
near Sunnyvale.
That would be
He's
why
gonna
this
pass him there.
this
on
is going to be
that
a
4-track area.
this is going to be a fast mover. So here we go. Another train's approaching. So yeah, there we go. Switch to camera. We can watch him walk down there. I did that, Patrick, but apparently he was over to the right too far.
He walked down the right side instead of down the platform side.
Yeah.
See, there's another walkway over here.
Yeah. All right, then. While we're waiting for that train to come by, I'm going to close one of the windows here.
Okay.
I had it closed before, but one of the cameramen here thought it was a good idea to open it more.
Yeah.
And he didn't close it.
And there's only one other cameraman here, and that could only mean one thing.
What's that? Oh,
It was Hunter.
it was you, Gary.
No, I didn't even bring a camera today except for my
Yeah.
iPhone.
And you haven't taken any pictures yet either.
Oh, I did. I took a
Oh.
picture of the tower.
Here
since
it
they
comes.
Repainted it.
No, that's interesting. Look, it's not showing up at all on here. I better switch to the other camera so we can watch it go away.
Boy,
Now this is interesting. Now we're not getting anything from the other cameras. I think I'm gonna have to try and reset them.
yeah, I think so.
Boy, that really messed everything up, didn't it?
Yeah. We
So-
have operator error.
Yeah, we had a great shot there of that train blasting through, but the cameras were completely frozen. That's why we didn't see
I
Hunter
think
walking.
it had to do with you pushing the buttons over here.
I think it did too. So we're gonna have to wait and see.
Oh, that's what happened. When you turned the power off, it probably kept the last frame.
Yeah. No, but I can see it flashing. I can see a flashing signal down there. So I think we're back
Yeah, but
in
you
business.
Yeah, but you reset everything.
Yeah. I think we're back in business as far as having working cameras. So anyway, let's see what's going on in the chat here. Fred Wild is suggesting to try. Oh, hold on. USB stream is good for only one USB connection. So I'm going to have dedicated ports for these. Fred Wild says, might try swapping where the cameras are plugged in and see what that does. I did. And this was the way I was able to make the cameras work at all. So I do think there's too much information being pushed through one USB port. I think that's just all there is to it. So the next time we do this, I'll be using the other computer that has 3 dedicated USB ports. That way I can have one camera in one
Yeah.
camera in the other, and then have the microphone in the last one. And that should give us what we're after.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do it here now, but I don't have time to get this all set up. So,
Or you could be really professional and get a video switch.
well, yeah, those cost about $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I want costs $1,000, and I don't have $1,000 to spend on that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another reason for people to.
But you could use your good cameras with that.
I could use the Canons for that.
Mm-hmm.
And the hub that I'm looking at also allows you to use phones they have some app that you can put into your phone and it will transmit into the Wi-Fi. We have a train coming from the other direction here.
No, we do, don't we?
So let's see if this one is not choppy anymore.
Yeah, we should be getting some expresses going south here pretty soon.
Yeah, this might be one. I can't tell yet.
No, he's stopping because he gave the train number.
Oh. Well, he just said approaching.
258 approaching. He
Does
said
it say
train
does it say
258.
just train
I
approaching?
think
when-
if it weren't
Yeah.
going to stop, he wouldn't give the train number
that makes sense.
because people don't care about a train number if it's not
if it's
stopping.
not stopping, yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's still choppy. Oh no. No, I see it moving. Yeah, this one is stopping.
Yeah.
Wow, isn't that a great noise?
Yeah. You know, on these announcement of the trains,
Uh-huh.
I want to tell you a story.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
Scoot over a little bit.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay, story time with Gary.
When I was a kid, I was probably about 9 years old, and my great uncle took me down to visit my uncle down in Los Angeles, and we'd always take the Coast Daylight. Well, we took the San Joaquin Daylight once too, and we'd always get off the train at Glendale because LA Union Station was a madhouse.
Uh-huh.
And I can remember coming back at being at Glendale, waiting at the station, and they had a PA system there, and I remember that they announced an SP freight train that was heading up the Saugus line. They actually gave information about that.
On the platform?
I
Strange.
have no idea why. I've never seen it done anyplace else. But don't forget, Glendale was a station that they used for doing movies and stuff, so it was a little bit more in the forefront as far as being obvious and equipped for stuff like that. And in fact, when I went to work here in San Jose as the assistant terminal agent in 1979 or 78, I can't remember, the terminal agent used to be the station agent down at the Glendale station.
Oh.
And he was telling me how they used to do that kind of stuff.
Did he tell you why?
No. So that was kind of interesting. And of course, it brings me back to last few years, a couple of times I went to Italy. In Italy, they announce all the trains at the station, even the freight trains. If a freight train is coming, they will announce there's a freight train that's coming through. They don't say freight train, they say train approaching on track such and such, stand behind the yellow line.
Right.
But you always know when there's a train coming, whether it's freight or passenger.
Yeah. And that's for safety, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
don't
because
want
they
people-
run their freight trains right through the station platforms fast.
Yeah. The freight trains, I'm pretty sure that they have slower speed limits like what they do here, but they're
They do.
probably not much slower.
No, the
Yeah.
trains there run 60 miles an hour, some of the freight trains, because they're short. And they'll go through a station platform at 60 miles an hour.
Right. That was one of the things I was taken by when I was in Italy, because I went in 2010 and got to do some, I guess, rail fanning one day. I was taken to a station and got to go into the cab of a locomotive on a southbound commute train that was going between Rome and Naples. It was going toward Naples. And actually on the YouTube channel here, I did four parts of videos of the Italian cab ride. And I don't remember if I called it cab ride in Italy or Italian cab ride or something like that. But if you search for it on the channel, you can find it. But when I was there, we went from a place called Monte San Biagio down to, I want to say it was Minturno. I don't remember. It was some station, and then back up one north to the station where the person that I was with, which was my dad's cousin, he was the train master, so he was the conductor on that train. And that was the end of his shift. So I got to ride with him for the last 2 or 3 hours of his shift, basically. And when we were, I guess, laid over waiting for the north, for him to take that train north one more station to end his shift, I got to sit out at the platform and watch all the trains come through. And you're right, those freight trains don't go slow at all.
No.
And they don't seem to slow down at all either.
No, they don't.
So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to check the chat here again. It says, okay, power issues tend to make things stop working. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Ken, that the power issues would just make it turn off. So I do think it's a streaming problem, data flow problem, and not a power problem. Tried the mic in the hub with the one cam. I tried that earlier, and that camera didn't even work in the other USB port, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay. Train Sim World 2020 just released Caltrain. I saw that. It seems like a neat video game too, the Caltrain route. I was surprised that anybody did that. Virtual Railfan. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Brian. I've been watching some YouTube videos about it. Looks like a lot of fun. Okay. Probably talking about the train simulator. Cab Ride Italy. There you go. That's the one, Brian. Cab Ride Italy 104. That's the first part of the cab ride videos that I'm talking about.
By the way, I have quite a few Italy train pick videos on my
do you?
YouTube channel too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So Gary's YouTube channel is easiest found by searching for Goofy Gary.
Yeah, just search for Goofy Gary on YouTube.
Yeah. Now, how do you do that? Is that like a keyword in
You
the
just-
channels?
just in the search.
metadata?
Oh yeah, I put that in the
Okay.
in the keywords.
Yeah. So if you've ever seen Goofy Gary, this is him.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen him on YouTube, lots of cool stuff. I'm partial to your vintage photo montages.
Oh,
I think those are really cool. He took a lot of pictures.
I have to go through some of my stuff because I think I still have a lot of slides that I took in the 70s and 80s that I still haven't, cleaned up.
Do
And
you scan all those yourself?
yeah,
Did you use a flatbed scanner for it, or do you use some kind of a?
yeah, it was a Canon, but I can't remember what model it was. I don't think it even works with my current MacBook Pro.
Oh.
It's so old.
Yeah. Well, I know that the pictures I saw looked really good.
In fact, I probably should rescan them because the quality of the scanners now are so much better than they were.
Yeah.
That was about, well, let's see, I retired in 2002. That was about 2000, maybe 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
They've gotten much better since then.
And faster too.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you when I saw those.
Mostly the
amazing-
computers have gotten faster.
Yeah.
It's not the scanner so much.
When I saw the videos that had all those pictures on them, I thought to invite you to post them like Warren does onto the TSG Facebook page if you want to.
I could.
Yeah, you're welcome to if you want.
Too much work.
What, to post a picture? Well, I guess you don't even post them to your own Facebook, so why would you post them to somebody else's? Yeah. Which I don't know. I'm a little surprised that I haven't seen Warren pipe in on the live chat. He usually watches, and so does Fabio.
Yeah. The problem with those slides is to scan them is one thing, but you got to go back and clean them up because
Photoshop?
even if you blow them completely clean and everything else, and you make sure the scanner's clean, you're still going to get a few specks here and there, and you have to go through in Photoshop and clone all those little areas. It's
To get
really
rid
a
of
lot
it.
it's really a lot of work.
If that's what your goal is, but if your goal is just to preserve it,
Boy,
let someone else.
Oh yeah, well
let someone else worry about that.
Oh,
later,
I do.
right?
Yeah, I preserved them. Now, but to present them, you have to clean them up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't present them if I didn't clean them up.
Yeah. Well, and they are old pictures, but that's one of the things that I've been really excited about is every morning I wake up and, Utah's an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
So Warren's been up at least an hour
yeah,
before
yeah.
I got up.
Oh yeah.
And I love to log on, just see what vintage pictures
Yeah.
he posted, because he has UP, SP, WP, Rio Grande, all the local Utah, whatever they were, Utah. I guess they're still there now, but all of them. And having worked in the shops the way he did, he has pictures of stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So
I always know that you've already looked at them because I get up so late. There's already a thumbs up that says you and John Abatacola.
Well, the funny thing is that
You're never going to see my name because I don't get up early.
Right, you don't get up early enough. What I see, one of the funny things on the TSG Facebook page, there are, I think, maybe half a dozen.
Train approaching.
Yeah, train
that
approaching.
Means we got
So
a through train.
it's going to blast through here, and it's going to be a northbound because the light's green over there, and I'd be able to see a southbound if it was approaching right now. Oh no, it is a southbound. I see the light coming into view now.
Oh yeah.
What I was going to say is that there are maybe half a dozen guys, or people, I should say, because more than just guys, who are authorized to post as TSG Multimedia. So, but we don't always. There's a way that you can switch your identity in the post before you like it or comment.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't switch, it just says TSG Multimedia said whatever, or
Right.
TSG Multimedia liked this, and it's not always me. So, yeah.
So we can't blame you all the time, huh?
Not all the time. Yeah,
This guy's coming through.
He's coming in hot. tell you what, though. I'll tell you something right now. If you're on that platform that just went past, that is scary. I've been there with a tripod near the yellow,
Yeah.
but I back up.
Yeah.
Because I did that once when I was filming for the Caltrain 2005 video. And, you know, you're looking in the viewfinder of the camera. It's like, oh, here comes the train. And then it's there, and it goes past you. It scared the crap out of me. So when they say stay away from or stay behind the yellow line, that's why. Because you don't realize the force that these things, the wind.
My dad used to have an expression for that when we go down to the station, and I guess we were waiting for the suntan special at Palo Alto, and the daylight would come through right ahead of it, doing 80 miles an hour. He would say, "It's a good thing that thing doesn't come through here sideways."
Yeah, that's good. That would really knock a bunch of people over, huh? Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to check this chat here again real quick. It looks like people are talking about need a heavier tripod. Do you know what though, DT? It's not about the tripod. It's about the fact that those things come through so fast and they're so heavy and so big. That's a lot of weight going past you. The ground shakes. Mm-hmm. I mean, it literally shakes. And this whole tower that we're sitting in shakes when those things go by. So I don't know that a tripod...
It's like an earthquake.
It kind of is. Mm-hmm. A heavier tripod would not help in this case. Now, for a lot of other applications, a heavier tripod would help. Although, frankly, the tripods that I normally use and the tripods that I was using when I did that video about Caltrain 2005, they're about as heavy as you'd want to have to be lugging around. They're not these cheap things, you know, from Amazon or something that are made out of carbon or out of aluminum. These things are very heavy. I mean, I think they're heavier than the one you use.
Probably
and
are.
That's also a steel Manfrotto, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not sure that would work. Anyway, hello, R711-6A fan-ARF multimedia. Boy, that's a long name. R711-6A fan-ARF multimedia. That's a really long name. I hope you don't have to ever try to explain that to someone. Here, go look at my channel. It's all that stuff spelled out. There's a bridge I rail fan from that shakes like crazy even when the trains are going slow.
Look at that plane.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he's going to crash.
A FedEx plane just landed in that airport.
It
almost seems like we need another webcam just for the airport.
Yeah, especially with the freight planes that come in real close.
Yeah, we get more freight planes than we get freight trains here because UP doesn't really run much freight on this line.
No.
Anymore.
Not to speak of.
Yeah, they run at night. They have locals that come up out of Watsonville and they come up here and do some work. Ever since UP switched over to their what did they call that? Precision railroading thing?
I understand that Caltrain is going to change over to precision railroading when they go electric.
How is that?
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to run a train from out of San Jose when they have enough passengers. So they'll gather enough passengers, and when they feel the train is full, then they'll go. Instead of just running trains, on a schedule.
Really?
Yeah.
But they have to run it on a schedule.
No, it's gonna be precision railroading.
People up there are going to be expecting them at a certain time.
Yeah, but they want to run the trains full. So they'll fill the train at San Jose, and when they have a full train, they'll leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the morning though, they'll have.
I'm kidding, John.
I was going to say that. I'm not. In the morning, they would be able to do that because the trains fill up fast.
Can you imagine precision railroading with passenger trains?
I can't. See, that's the problem with this guy. Sometimes he gives you a story that's not too outlandish, although come to think of it, and I gave you the correct objection, which is they run on a schedule, and the people up there are going to be waiting for that train to come. And
well, they're going to be SOL.
Yeah, if you're waiting for a train to fill up down here and it doesn't fill up that day, you're not going to have your 10:34 departure from Palo Alto or whatever it is. Oh God. So yeah. Anyway, the best story ever, though, I think, was from part 4 of the Chasing Trains episodes from Chasing the 4014, when you were talking about the special microphone from Korea. That is the best story I've heard yet. So, in case you're wondering, we went on a trip to Utah back in May to go experience the 150th anniversary festivities that were going on in and around the Ogden and Salt Lake City and Promontory, that area, and had a great time. And I made 4 episodes of Chasing Trains that I released. I believe they were released in July, one each weekend in the weekends of July. And if you haven't had a chance to watch those and you like Chasing Trains, you got to go watch them, because they're not only is there a lot of really good train action in it, but there are some really funny parts. You know, because we were out there with Shakalaka Bro Alvin, and just the 3 of us. Forget it.
Well, as I said, that was part of the best part of the whole thing was.
It
people.
really was, yeah. And then half of the time Warren was there too, and you get the 4 of us together, and it's even better. So.
Yeah, Warren's pretty funny. So
oh yeah, we had a great
comes up with
time.
Good stuff.
We had a great time, and you know, the trip that I took back out to for the NMRA National Convention was like that too. It was just, it was the people. It was really about the people. So yeah, let me go back to the. Let me know if a train's coming. I'm going to go and try to read some of our comments off of the chat here. Patrick the Fox was about to ask about the freight traffic on the line. And funny, we actually commented on that before I got a chance to read this comment.
Yeah, almost non-existent.
Yeah. So, sponsor the standard gauge R class to Tour America. I don't know what that is. DT? Oh, I see. DT head. What is the standard gauge R class 2 Tour America? I don't know what that is. Oh, we have another train approaching, which means it's going to stop because they said which one it is.
Yeah.
Patrick the Fox is asking. Oh, first let me comment here. This is funny. Someone says that you remind him of his uncle because his uncle tells a joke with a straight face all the way, and then you believe him all the way until the end. That's really what you were trying to do, I'm sure.
I was, yeah, but sometimes I break myself up.
Well, it mostly worked because I thought you were serious, and I'm trying to process this in my head. How could they wait until the train's full if they're running on a schedule? And the answer is you can't do it. Can't do that unless you built in a lot of slop into the schedule north of here. You know. But commute trains just don't work that way. Someone is saying here about the episodes being great. Oh, the 4014 episodes? Yeah. I really am fond of that because it's a trip, and when I edited that video together, or those 4 videos together, I was really reliving the trip. You know, I mean, there were times when I was editing on a Sunday afternoon, but on the video it was Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. And I stop editing and go inside to get some lunch or something, you know, whatever, and I'm totally turned around by the time, because I'm in Utah on Wednesday, not in San Jose on Sunday. Right. And it's weird coming out of that. You can see the train arriving at the station there, and they are in fact stopping. Someone had a question about the 44, 49 Chasing Trains episodes. Those have been removed because, part of the reason is because one of the people that was in those episodes had a problem with being in the episodes now. I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this, Gary. And another part of the reason is because one of the other people that was in the episodes I don't want on the channel, because like I said before, I try to keep the channel as high quality as possible. And
Well, then what am I doing here?
Well, you're the comic relief. No, because I would have been lonely without someone else here,
Oh.
Gary. Yeah, so it's okay. Yeah. And besides, you got the check, didn't you?
The check?
Yeah. For your appearance.
Oh.
If you didn't get it, I'll have them send another one with double the amount of the first one.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this guy. Oh, well, now it's working, but he only had one ditch light stuck on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now it's working.
Oh, that's odd. And it looks like the camera is working this time too. I supported your Patreon account, David H. Train Simmer. Well, thank you, David H. Train Simmer. You'll get a personal thank you from me electronically later. Ah, here we go.
Hey, look at that.
That's a long one.
Normal length.
It looked like 6 cars, didn't it?
Yeah, 6. They usually run 5 or 6.
They used to run only 4 or 5, but now they run 5 and 6.
Yeah.
You know, it's too bad that it gets choppy because the picture itself looks really good on this thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you, David H. Train Simmer, for supporting on Patreon. I suppose I should mention that people issues in the spotlight is hard, I understand. Oh, people issues, yeah. Yeah, people issues, that's what it is.
Well, you'll have to tell me about that after off the air.
What, the 44, 49 videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. So, yeah, they're not really up anymore. I'm thinking about the possibility of... Okay, I'm going to back up for a second here. I've been in the process of remastering a lot of the layout tours for the same reason. Because there was someone that... whose music appeared in the video, or maybe a still photo or something that was taken by someone who doesn't want them on there anymore. So I'm in the process of slowly trying to get purge all of that stuff off of the channel. But the layout tour remasters are turning out so nicely that I'm thinking seriously about trying to figure out a way to do Chasing Trains remasters where I can republish them, but not have the person or people involved in the ones that need to be remastered in there because they don't want to be in there, which is fine with me, because if they don't want to be in there, they don't have to be in there. I'd rather sever that tie anyway, because frankly, having certain people on the channel gives them credibility that they probably don't deserve. So that's kind of the nice way of trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. So let's see here, back to the chat. As a matter of fact, since we've kind of leveled out on the viewers here, we're hovering around 40 or so. Yeah, I was noticing that too. I think we're waiting for the last Ace train, aren't we? Isn't that Hunter's cutoff point?
I don't know.
Do we know when the last Ace train comes
Oh, it's
through?
a long time from now.
Oh, I don't think it is.
Oh,
I don't
well,
think it is.
we've only seen 2. I don't think run 4.
I thought they run 3 in the afternoon back. Well, we'll figure it out. But I was going to say, since we've leveled off here, I want to open this up for questions and answers in the chat thing. That way we can cut out here, but before too long,
Yeah.
right? Maybe catch a couple more trains and then call it. So I know what Hunter likes to do when he rail fans this area is he takes pictures and videos until the last Ace train goes by, and then he's like, okay, well now I'm done, because that was the last thing I wanted to see.
Yeah.
So
Well, he was mentioning the last Ace train.
yeah, he always mentions that when we're here. So, and we've done this now, 3 or 4 times with the 3 of us in this
something
area.
like that.
So I come here all the time when you're not here because of the SBHRS, and we've been working on a few things, which someone is saying we should just drive off without Hunter.
Yeah.
That would be so mean.
That sounds like a good idea.
I was going to say is that
I won't have to wear earplugs on the way back.
That's not nice.
Sorry, Hunter.
Yeah, that's really not nice. I come down here all the time because we've been working on the N-scale layout in the depot. And just so people know, the South Bay Historical Railroad Society is in charge of historic buildings on this property, including the one that we're sitting in right now. That's how I got a key to this, because I'm part of that group. I volunteer there. They do open houses twice a year, once in April, once in November. It's usually the first weekend in April and the first weekend in November. And the open houses have a whole bunch of things that you can do. They have the tower open, they have the depot. All the rooms in the depot basically are open, so you can go into the library, you can go to the old passenger waiting room. They have the board room, and the museum room and the layout room. And the layout room has an HO scale layout and an N scale layout, both of which are pretty big layouts and pretty nicely done layouts. And they're open twice a week as well, so you don't have to wait till an open house. You can come down here on a Tuesday afternoon. If I remember right, the hours are between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Or on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. they open to the public, and that goes until 3 p.m. So, and I may be off a little bit on the Tuesday. It might be from 3 to 7. I just don't remember, and I don't have it posted in front of me here. But you can go to sbhrs.org if you want information about the SBHRS. And they do a lot of great preservation work and have a very cool museum. So it's very much worth it. And this is at the Santa Clara Caltrain station, basically. So if you were to Google Santa Clara Caltrain station and just take it to that address, take your map to that address, you'll see this big brown building.
Yep,
I'm going to see if I can point it out here. If you look on the right side of this picture, you can see the depot there. And I would turn the camera, but I have it set so we can see the trains better. But that's what this looks like. And if you see that building, you'll know you're in the right place. Now, where was I going with that? Oh, I was talking about the volunteering that I do here. So we don't just work on layouts. That building has to be maintained. The building that we're standing in or sitting in here, the interlocking tower, has to be maintained. The interlocking tower was just recently repainted, as a matter of fact. It says we have a train approaching.
No number, right? So
no number,
it's
so
a through train.
It's going to be a quick one. And I'm guessing because we have a green signal northbound.
No, that's always green. As soon as it
goes by?
previous train clears up, it goes green again.
The other thing I'm guessing is because I don't see the headlight down there. We have a pretty good sight line south. I'm sorry, north. Yeah, southbound. For southbound trains, we have a pretty good line of sight here, and I don't see anything yet. So I'm guessing it's going to be a northbound. So we'll keep the camera. I'll keep the camera ready to transition back to what you were just looking at. And as soon as I start seeing some motion in that webcam, we'll switch it over. But something else I want to mention here, let me see here. Oh, someone is saying that the last ACE train won't be till 7. I don't think we're going to be here that late.
That's correct. I'm sure that's correct.
6:43,
yeah,
it says right here.
Yeah, that's correct. I think there's another ACE before that one.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there should be another ACE train within the next 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Here it is.
It sounds like it's stopping, Gary.
No, it isn't.
Okay. It's choppy again. Someone else was commenting earlier in the stream that they think all of the MP36 and Bombardier coaches, like what just went through, that all of those are the express trains, and that's not true.
No.
And as a matter of fact, they even have some train sets, or I should say, I've seen some train sets Not recently, but
When-
that have F-40s with those Bombardiers
When
on
they
them.
very first started the bullet trains, I think that was the case.
That was the case.
But
yes.
not anymore.
Yeah. I've seen MP36
Yeah.
locomotives pulling gallery cars,
Yeah.
and I've
Mhm.
seen F-40s pulling
They're all
Bombardiers.
mixed up now, but
Yeah.
when they very first started the bullet train service, that was correct.
Yes, and that's how it was when I produced the Caltrain 2005 video
Mhm.
too. So anyway, let's see here now. How old is the tower? You know, Patrick Fox, that's a good question. I know the depot's 1863, but this is not that old.
No, this was part of the Harriman upgrades that were done in the early 20th century. I'd say this tower is probably around anywhere from 1907, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there
Is
to
it?
15 maybe.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know, actually, there might be some information in here
There
that tells
probably
us.
is, yeah.
Not seeing it here. I see that there's a photo from 1927 posted in the tower here.
Yeah.
So it was prior to
Oh,
1927.
oh,
obviously.
definitely prior to that. I'd say around 1910, give or take,
Yeah.
5 years.
So I'll go with that. I don't know any different. So, and I honestly, I don't know. I should probably know
Yeah,
that
well, it was
because
the same, because this tower was built about the same time that Redwood Junction Tower was built, and that Dumbarton Cutoff was built during the Harriman expansion and double tracking of the main line,
Okay.
and the Bayshore Cutoff, and that was like around 1907 to 1909.
So just after the earthquake, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I bet if you go onto the SBHRS website, you can probably find the answer to that question, Patrick. So I'm not worried. Someone's asking if these levers behind us can be moved, and the answer to that question is no. These levers do not move anymore. Now, this is the original interlocking machine, and this is the same machine whoever operated in this tower would have used. But they are long since disconnected, and they don't move. I'm pretty sure that they need to be connected in order to move, don't they?
I think they just left them locked in this position.
Yeah, I don't think they're meant to be moved.
I don't believe the guts are even in there. Complete guts are inside.
Oh, I think
it's covered by plywood.
Yeah, that plywood lifts though. There's a glass cover
Yeah,
that the
there's a
plywood
glass.
protects, and you can see all the gears and stuff inside the thing.
Yeah.
So
you can see all the fingers.
yeah, so the guts are there.
Yeah,
but they're
yeah.
just not connected to anything.
No,
So
they just left them locked in the in position.
yeah, so the short answer to the question is they don't move.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because during the open houses, when we bring the public in here, you don't want some of these out and some of these in, or have kids messing with it all the time, because this is a legitimate antique, man. And
It is.
you don't want, some kid messing it up because they got curious.
I
as to
remember when
whether
it was
pulls.
operating.
Yeah. Well, you're an antique too.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things, and part of the reason why
I used to come up here and eat lunch when I
Right.
used to work here in San Jose down at the yard office, and I'd take my lunch up here.
right? Isn't that funny? So he's been here long before I ever knew it even existed, which I find kind of cool, and that's probably the reason why you're able to catch me on jokes like the precision passenger
Mhm.
railroading, because he actually knows stuff. He's just not just making jokes all the time.
Right.
One of the neat things we did when we were on our way out to, I think it was when we went out to Promontory almost a year ago. That was in October last year.
Yeah.
And we stopped in this little place in the middle of nowhere.
I mean,
out-
Lovelock?
Lovelock.
We stopped in Lovelock?
Yep, we stopped in Lovelock.
Yeah, I worked in that station too.
Right. And that's another thing that you can see on the Chasing Trains series. If you look for Chasing Trains Promontory Part 1 from last year, we had a little stopover in Lovelock where he was talking about the depot.
Yeah, they moved it. Yeah, they
Yeah.
moved it back from the tracks.
So, something that somebody was, hold on a second. We have an answer to the question. Garrett Franklin looked it up.
Oh, Garrett.
It
Hi,
was
Garrett.
built in 1926.
26?
So, yeah, so you
That
were
late?
You were off a little bit there, Gary, by
Oh, I'll
about
be
15
darned.
years.
That late, huh?
We've got a train coming from the north,
Yeah, I see
so
it.
we're going to switch over to that in a second here. What I was going to say is I had somebody commenting about chasing
Oh,
trains.
yeah, you know why 26? Because that's when they built Newhall Yard.
Oh, and this
They-
needed to serve Newhall Yard.
They didn't need
Yeah.
this tower until they built Newhall Yard. That's
Well,
right.
There's the answer.
Because there was only College Park Yard until
Yeah.
then.
There's the answer. And thanks for watching, Garrett, and for looking that up. Also, Patrick the Fox looked it up too. So
Yeah,
thanks for.
yeah. Newhall Yard was the reason for this tower.
Okay, we're gonna watch this train, or we're gonna try to watch this train. It looks like the camera's working okay, at least for now. Yeah, we're getting choppy service again on this.
Oh, but it's on this side.
Camera. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
what to
now
do.
we're getting the choppy on that camera. We weren't getting choppy on that side.
Yeah. Whatever. Hey, it is what it is. It's free. I'm just excited to have multiple cameras and the ability to switch them like this.
Yeah.
Once I work out the kinks, I'll be able to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
some.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be able to work it out just fine.
Yeah, I'll be able to do some pretty cool stuff with this once I work out those kinks,
Uh-huh.
or once I get that hub I was talking about. That's I think really the answer is to get that hub.
What hub is that?
It's called Sling Studio.
Oh, okay.
Have you
so-
seen that? It's a wireless thing, and you plug your cameras, you plug your
Okay.
real cameras into a little.
Okay, so it's a video switch.
It's a video switcher, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can also get other ones that aren't wireless,
Uh-huh.
but then you're going to be fighting with spaghetti cables, basically.
Exactly. And how much does that
So-
cost?
That's like $1,000 just for the hub.
Oh, so we are talking expenditure here.
Oh, it's a legitimate expenditure because
Yeah.
each one of these units that you use to connect your cameras wirelessly to it
Uh-huh,
is another $300.
Yeah.
So when I ask on Patreon, for example, that's what this thing over here is all about. Patreon. You can go to Patreon
Well,
and
maybe
support the channel.
maybe somebody will give you a Patreon donation just specifically for that purchase.
They could. Anybody
Yeah.
who's
Anybody out there that
Yeah.
wants to see some real good audio, send them
video,
$1,000.
You see video.
I mean video.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
Send them $1,000.
You see this smile, it gets even bigger. Oh, that train's receding off into the distance, but I also heard our automated announcer tell us that something's on the way. And so I'm going to leave this on and answer some questions from the live chat here. Someone wanted to know, let me find it here. Where did I see that? Oh, hold on. Oh, this guy's jamming. Let's watch this.
He's jamming, yeah. He's a jammer. Now the shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah,
This is the opposite.
You'll notice though that I switched to that one before it entered because I saw that it was choppy on the oncoming shot, and I
Yeah.
wanted to give people the good shot.
Yeah.
So somebody asked here about. Let me find it. Are the remastered layout tours videos just the original layout tour videos remixed and re-edited? Yes. The simple answer is yes. So what I do with the remasters is let me turn this back on here so I can talk to the camera. What I do with the layout tour remasters is I take all the original shots because I saved the projects, and Final Cut Pro is better now, and I'm better with Final Cut Pro than I was when I did the original. So I import the original video and go through it shot by shot by shot and fix the color, make the audio better, and I've taken off the music. A lot of the original music that was on the layout tours was written by someone that used to contribute to the channel but doesn't any longer. And even though I have a legitimate right to use it as much as I want to, because I also played on it, I don't, because the music that is provided by YouTube, royalty free, frankly is more professional production and so forth. So I prefer to use that music, and then I don't have to worry about someone crying about the music that was being used on those videos. And so the end result is a couple of things. It's a better video. Something else that I do, let me back up for a second. Something else that I do, like for example, the layout tours of the SBHRS N scale and HO scale layouts. I've recorded a lot more video here on these layouts. So I'll go and put stuff in that you've never seen before. That's just videos that I've taken since then.
We got another southbound.
Yeah, here it comes. Can't tell if it's stopping, but I guess we'll find out. So the short answer is the remasters are, remixed and redone, but they are done with significant improvements in mind, right? Like I am definitely trying to make them better. The other upshot to this, which is something that I really appreciate, is that when these remasters were originally released, this guy's jamming, I think. He doesn't seem to be slowing down much, does he?
No, he's coming through. I'm pretty sure.
I usually hear a bell by now if they're stopping. They've slowed down though, coming through. Yep, we got choppy again. What I was gonna say is, there we
Must
go.
have got a yellow signal or something.
Yeah, he definitely slowed down through through here. They don't all do that. What I was gonna say though is the upshot of having these remasters come out now is, for example, when the SBHRS HO scale layout tour came out, that was like 3 years ago. And this channel had 10,000 subscribers or 12,000, something like that. Now the channel has almost 30,000 subscribers. So a lot of the people, I would say most of the people who are subscribed to the channel subscribed after that video came out. So they're seeing it for the first time as a new video. So if I upload a video that's a layout tour and it comes out, like there's going to be one coming out this Wednesday, more people are seeing that video in the first week of it being re-released than have seen the original video, in many cases, than have seen the original video. So that is really giving a lot more viewership. Do you know what I mean? Because instead of just one video coming out and having 10,000 views or 1,000 views by the end of the week, you've got 2 videos coming out and that many people watch them. So it's basically doubled the engagement and the viewership on the channel because people who haven't seen the original are watching the remaster for the first time. And it's nice for me because, like I was talking about earlier in this live stream, I'm trying to put as high of quality as possible on here, no matter what the video is. That's why I'm trying this OBS thing on this live stream, because I don't want to just have the webcam and be here and have people not being able to see the trains. Speaking of trains, there's an ACE train pulling into the station right now.
Yeah.
And probably after this one, we're going to pack it in here. So,
By the way,
did that all make sense though?
Yeah, it all made sense. I gotta have a question.
Yeah.
Do you save your Final Cut Pro project?
Yes.
That's a terribly big file.
Well, there's a trick, which I can tell you. And, well, I'll tell you. How about I'll tell you off camera?
Okay,
most
because
of the people watching
I
probably
save
don't
it. I save it for about a month after I post to YouTube, just in case somebody comes back and says, "Well, you misspelled aardvark. It has 2 A's." You know.
Right.
Then I can go back and quickly re-edit it and
Actually, it has 3 A's.
3 A's.
No, it does. It
It
has two
does.
at the beginning, one at the
I mean
end.
AA.
No, I knew what you meant.
But so I can make a quick change and repost it.
Right.
But after about a month, I
You get rid of it.
Get rid of it because I'm not
they're
gonna
like
do
50
anything with-
gigabytes, right? Well, you're shooting 4K, so it's probably even bigger.
it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's watch this Ace train here. While the train's departing, I'm also going to look here and see if there's any questions. Boy, they're making a long stop there. There must be a lot of people getting on the train.
Nice bell. Now he's moving.
Yeah, it looks like our camera facing that direction is still choppy. So
Isn't that strange?
I may switch to the one that's working better before the train. Yeah, look, it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really sorry about that choppiness of the cameras. I don't understand why. I mean, I think we figured out why it's doing that. Here we go. It almost seems to me like it would be worth it just to unplug that thing, you know, and have it on a tripod
Yeah,
or
but an
something.
hour ago it would have been this one that you would have been unplugged.
It switched when I messed with this. It switched
Yeah.
from that one to that one.
Yeah, like it gives a certain one priority.
Yes, that's what I think is going on. I think it's whichever one registers first gets the priority or something like
Exactly.
that. And when I unplugged it, it must have registered that one first.
Yep, that's
And
when it changed.
I bet if you unplug it, you probably have a 50-50 chance of
Yeah.
which one's going to get priority.
Yeah,
I would be more than happy if they gave me the option in the program to just say, here, just make them both a little bit choppy and we'll deal with it. But you can't do that with this, at least not any way that
or
I've seen.
make neither of them choppy, and when you switch which
Oh.
one you're taking, it cuts the
Cuts
other one
the
off.
full amount. Yeah, that would work for me too. So, yeah, this is funny. We have a steady stream of about 40 people watching for the past hour and a half. How long have we been going?
What
We've been
sick
going for a
people.
while, huh?
What sick people? Don't
Yeah.
they have anything better to do?
Don't you have anything better to do than to sit here watching us BS for an hour and a half? Or yeah, we've been on since 5 and it's 5:43 now. Damn.
No, we've been on since 4.
4. Oh, did I say 5?
Yeah, it's
I meant
4.
4.
An hour and 45 minutes.
That's a long time. You know, though, the first time when I came up here and did a live
time
stream,
flies when you're having fun.
it does. Well, we're
Or you get old.
well, we're sitting here. We're sitting here.
It's really going fast for me.
Yeah. I have a theory about that, which I've opined on the channel before,
Yeah.
which is the older you get, the shorter a year is relative to your
as
age.
a percentage of
right,
the total time.
So it seems like it goes by fast because right now 1 year is 1/76th of your life, whereas when you were 10 years old, that was 10% of your entire life. So it seemed like a really long time.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
of course it seems to go faster. What are you gonna do? It's getting old.
I don't
getting
know.
older.
You croak eventually.
Yep. No one gets out alive, Gary. That's what they say. So now I was going to say something else about. Oh, I was going to say when we came here about a year ago.
Yeah.
I think it was in September last year with Hunter, and we were sitting up here, and I just started this thing on a lark, just like, oh well, let's go live. We'll see what it is, and we sat in here for. I think that was the record at the time.
It
I think it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just talking, and
Yeah.
that was the day when I was turning the laptop around,
Exactly.
trying to show the.
Well,
the
hell, you
trains.
were still doing that when Sparky was up here.
Oh no! When Sparky was here, we had the camera.
Oh, that's right. You had.
and you could push a button on the camera, and it goes from this
That's
front
right.
facing
That's
to the
right.
rear facing.
That's right. That's right.
And that actually worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
This is better if the cameras work right.
Exactly.
Because you really get the oncoming shots the way I have it set up. And what I want to do, ideally, would be to have even one more camera looking straight out, so that people could see that.
Hey, and then we can catch the planes landing at
You-
Minetta Airport.
You could catch the planes too, if you pointed it that way a little bit.
Yeah, right over here, because you can
Yeah.
see them touching down on the runway. At least the freight planes.
The freight planes.
Freight planes.
The freight planes. Something's approaching.
Yeah.
Now which one
I don't
is
think it
this
had
gonna
a number either. It must be a.
be? I think it had a number. I think it's a northbound that's going to make a station stop.
I think so.
We'll find out soon enough. So I'll have the camera ready for that. The thing I wonder is, when's Hunter going to come back in here? Because aren't we kind of waiting for him?
I don't know. Are we?
Well, maybe we should.
Well, I know one thing. We get a chance to talk when he's not in here.
Well, you're not nice.
No.
See, but here's the
It's
thing,
okay.
though.
He knows.
He would have said that with Hunter standing here too.
I would have.
And
yes.
then all three of us would have laughed. No, he would shake his head, being slightly embarrassed. Oh, come on!
He would have
kind
played embarrassed.
Yeah, yeah. So
You know something I didn't realize
What's that?
sitting here watching? You know, I've never gone down this underpass to get to the other.
yeah,
Well, I
you-
think I have, but
you
I
should
never
do it.
didn't notice.
You should do it. It's kind of cool over there.
I never noticed. It actually comes out on the other side, and people are coming
Yes.
in from this side. Oh, there goes a plane now, taking
It goes,
off.
yep, that's Southwest. It goes,
Yeah.
it goes all the way through.
Yeah, it goes
because
through.
they used to have a problem. Let me turn the camera to this. It goes all the way through because they used to have a problem. Okay, so for people watching this conversation to make sense, if you look about in the middle of the screen, oh, there is a train there. If you look about in the middle of the screen, there's a tower. Well, just to the right of that tower, there's a low fence, and that's the midpoint, right? So there's a subterranean passage that goes to there, and people pop up to where the train's being loaded right now. But it also goes all the way through to the far left, which is out
It
over
comes
here.
out on the street over there.
And it comes out over there because they used to have a problem with people trespassing, and people would just walk over this main line to get over there. And that's really dangerous, especially when you have these express trains that come through here doing about 60 or 50, 60 miles an hour. Those are the ones that we were looking at that don't stop.
Right.
And back at that time when they built this, I'm pretty sure that the ACE trains weren't stopping here either because it was still under construction. So, and the Capital Corridor trains weren't stopping here at that time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I may be wrong about that. I don't remember, but that would be more trains. If I am accurate, that would be more trains that weren't stopping in the interim.
Yeah. Well, you know, up until about 1958, Brokaw Road here used to cross the tracks.
Oh, was it like a 7-track crossing
And
or
it
something?
was, it was a real long crossing because,
Yeah.
you know, we're at this end of the yard and the yard leads would cross Brokaw Road too. And there was not only was the tower here, but there was also a crossing guard tower that the guy was in that would operate the gates because you couldn't do it automated in those days because you had the switch engines, you know, coming in and out and so on, and he would manually operate the gates here for Brokaw Road. And it actually was, I think the tower was just on the other side of the main, was between the main line and the first yard track.
Okay.
Or it was over here. I can't remember where it was now exactly. But yeah, this street used to cross.
That's interesting. I didn't know that it went through before,
yeah.
but that makes sense because look, it's right here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brokaw Road used to cross the tracks until about 58.
It's just down to our right here, and it's basically it's part of the Caltrain parking lot now. There's a couple of they're not handicapped now; they're disabled spots.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Now, attention train approach. Oh, so you know what happened? That one that just stopped here is going to go. It's going to go take a siding just north of here. There's a siding where the Caltrain express trains
it goes
pass.
to a 4-track main line where they can pass
Yeah.
and keep running while they're passing.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
But how do you know that's not a southbound?
Because I can't see the light. I can usually see the light as they're approaching. As soon as that guy says train approaching, you look this way and you can see the light.
This guy's going to be right on his tail then.
Oh yeah, but I
Because
bet
he's
that's
got a flashing red right now.
yeah. I bet that's what it is. He may not go through quite as fast.
Now he's got an approach.
Flashing yellow. Yeah.
No, he's got an approach.
Oh, it's just yellow.
It's not an advanced approach, it's an approach. It'll go to flashing yellow next.
we're looking at the signals that are down in
Yeah.
this direction here.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that shows up on the screen. Oh yeah, you can see it. I can see it. It's to the left of the
You
screen
can't,
there.
I can't.
So we're trying to read the signal
Yeah.
down the line there. And it's
Yeah.
a solid yellow at the moment. But
Yeah, it'll go to a flashing yellow advanced approach.
I'm guessing as soon as it goes to the flashing yellows, we're going to have the other one come through then. So Brian Monroe is talking about Lawrence Station where the 4 tracks are. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
That's right.
That's
yeah,
the one
it's
we're talking
Lawrence.
about. So Patrick the Fox, Hunter, that you've never heard of, is our friend.
There it goes. Now you
And-
got an advanced
Yeah.
approach.
We have an advanced approach, so that means that we
Next will be green.
We'll switch the camera to this approach shot then. Hunter is our friend who came today with Gary from Sacramento, and it's his birthday today. And he wanted for his birthday to hang out in Santa Clara Tower. So we came up here, and I thought since we were going to be here, I'd try out this OBS software with the multiple, here comes the train,
Yeah.
with multiple cameras. And the train's choppy, so, or the camera that direction is choppy, so I'm going to switch to our non-choppy camera.
Still got an advanced approach. Still got an advanced approach.
Yeah.
And he just took the advanced approach. He never got
Yep.
a clear signal.
He knocked it down, but there's another train
Oh
ahead.
yeah, here we come. We got a southbound now.
We're getting a meet. Can you see the headlights off in the distance there? Pretty cool. So to finish answering the questions, oh, Patrick says it's a joke. Okay. See, jokes don't translate so well in text because there's no inflection in someone's voice.
What was the joke?
Someone was saying, "Who's Hunter that I've never heard of?"
Oh. oh, I got that.
I didn't.
When you said it, it was very obvious.
I'm trying to be polite and answer questions for people, and they're just messing with me.
I don't think this guy's stopping.
Doesn't look like it.
I hear his dynamic brakes.
Oh, maybe it is stopping. Yeah. We gotta brake. It's still choppy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's stopping.
Here's what we have on the other choppy camera. Look. That train is actually in the picture right now, but the camera just kind of went on strike here.
Yeah. Maybe we're not paying it enough.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. I really wish it wasn't doing this.
It still hasn't caught anything.
Yeah. Well, why don't we go back to us?
It's totally froze.
Yeah. I want to say, because I'm going to wrap this up. We've been on for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And,
Well, we actually have, considering a little preamble.
right? To be honest, I didn't even. Here, it's on now. it just updated. Well, it just sort of updated. It's giving us another still picture right now. There we go. See, the people are actually moving. You know, it's too bad too because look at this. It's a nice, crisp, clean picture. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the color and everything is
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
and the resolution and everything is really great. It's just not updating like it should.
Hold on.
No, now it is.
Now it is.
Yeah. Well, I know that I have some bugs to work out now in this little setup, and I will work them out. It's just a matter of time. The next thing I'll try, we even have a meet.
Oh, we
with
got a train here.
with the Amtrak. Oh shoot, I'm not catching it. There we go. We had a meet with this Amtrak train. There we go. As I was saying, we have I have some bugs to work out, which I will do. And I think my next test is going to be to use this other Mac that has the 3 dedicated USB ports, and I'm pretty sure that'll fix the problem. I love that horn. Those cab cars, I think it's a K5LA, isn't it?
I have no idea.
It sounds like the long distance Amtrak trains, and I think they all have K5LAs. But what I was going to say is I'm going to try it with this other Mac that I have with the 3 dedicated USB ports, and if that doesn't fix it, then it's going to be time to go on Patreon and beg or come on here and do some kind of a fundraising thing.
As I said, all they have to do is donate.
Yeah. And I started to mention Patreon, and I'm really bad at
I'll tell you what,
self-promotion.
I'm gonna make a deal right now.
What's that?
You say that device costs about $1,000
Yeah, that's for the hub.
for the hub.
Yeah. That's that. So the hub is this box,
Okay.
and it's the brain of the operation.
Okay.
It's kind of like Top Secret. It's the brain of the operation.
Okay.
And then it has one input that you can put directly,
Yeah.
a USB, like not USB, an HDMI, like from your camera.
Yeah.
It has one that's hardwire,
Mhm.
and everything else has to go in
Okay.
wirelessly.
Okay. So then you have to buy these separate wireless.
Yeah, you have to
units.
buy these separate wireless units.
And how much do they cost?
They're like $300 a piece.
So you're actually talking $1,600.
$1,600 would
Okay.
be the
Okay.
the final output.
So half of 16 is 800. Okay. Here's the deal. If somebody donates $800, one person donates $800, I'll match them.
Oh, well, why don't you donate $800 and then you can match it?
No, I'm not going to do that. Somebody donate
I'm just kidding.
to Patreon $800 for this fancy thing so we can really see the trains in good motion instead of this herky-jerky stuff. And I'll match the other $800.
I didn't know. Can you do that? You're
Well, I'll just give you $800. I mean, I won't do
Well,
it through Patreon.
What do I have to do though? Because
You'll have to let me know when
I don't-
somebody gives you the $800.
I don't put out, man.
Just let me know when they donate the $800.
Wow. I don't know if anybody.
And I always keep my word.
I don't know if anybody who watches has $800. Well, here we have it. In case you have $800, I don't know. What if someone can donate $400? Will you match that? That'll get us halfway there.
$500 for the unit itself.
Oh, I see what you're saying. To get that, yeah, because
$500, I'll match $500 so you can get the unit, or
right, or $800 for
so
the
we
full
can
thing.
get
Okay.
two remote things for it.
I wonder if there's a way to set up some kind of a special project on Patreon where people can say that it's going strictly, or I guess it would be like a GoFundMe, huh? Maybe I'll set up a GoFundMe. Well, in any case, what I'm thinking is, where was I going before we started doing that? Because now I'm very.
I just got a notice here that watch live now TSG Multimedia from Santa Clara Tower.
What's funny is your notice came 2 hours ago, though. It said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to what we were saying. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's interested, well, first of all, I was going to talk about Patreon, and that's this thing,
Yeah.
Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/TSG Multimedia, you can set up a thing where you do a recurring, I guess, donation. I don't like to think of it as a donation. Donation's like for a nonprofit, isn't it? But it's a donation, right? Because you don't get. Well, but you do.
You're
get,
not for profit. You don't make money, do you?
No. Yeah, good point. But I'm not registered as a nonprofit.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think I make enough to rise to that level. But anyway, because I am
He's
not
a loser. He's a
yes,
loser.
I'm a loser. I'm not an independently wealthy person. I make the videos because, one, I like to do it. Two, I think that model railroading is a worthy hobby to promote because it checks off every box for kids, and for adults too. Building, electronics, planning, just every measuring, cutting, woodworking, everything.
Exactly.
It checks off every box that you could possibly get. So I'm really about youth in model railroading. That's a huge thing for me. But there's also research, and that goes into the prototype stuff, like what we've been watching drive past here today. There's a lot of history in railroads. So I'm about promoting the hobbies of rail fanning and model railroading, but also preserving history, which is also why I
That's why I'm
volunteer.
here, because
Right?
I'm historical.
You are. It's not every day you get to see a relic in action.
That's right.
No, but that's why I also volunteer here at the SBHRS, because they preserve history, and I think that's an important thing. So that's really what it's about for me. And because I'm doing that, I don't work a regular job. I spend a lot of time documenting layouts and preserving history. Like I just finished a video that was about the CR28 returning to service. I put it up as an unlisted video strictly for Patreon patrons and sent the link to a couple other people, and I thought I sent it to you, but I don't think I did, now that I think about it. But
I don't think you did either.
I don't think I did. I'll show it to you
That's
later.
okay.
But my point though is that there's not, you don't make a lot of money doing that, and YouTube advertising is so stingy that doesn't pay a lot of bills either. So I started Patreon for people to make a recurring donation monthly, and it can be as little as $1. If you go on to Patreon and you wanted to do what Gary said and donate some chunk of money, like $800 or no, let's say 8,000. Yeah, 8,000. Say you wanted to donate $8,000.
You're really making it go up, huh?
Yeah. Well, I want them.
I want sky's the limit.
Yeah, might as well make it big, right? Well,
yeah, but I won't match 8,000.
Oh, okay, $800. I'm gonna go back to that now. No, anyway, but if you do that, if you want to, and you go to click on the Patreon link, which I think is in the description of this video below the screen here, it'll ask you, it'll say become a patron, and then you click that, and then it gives you, I think, half a dozen options: $2, $5, $10, $25, $100, $200, and then there was one that I called the Magical Coffee Genie. That's like for $1,000 a month, because who knows? Maybe Rod Stewart or someone who's made out of money now might take a liking to what I do here. Be like, oh well, I'll help this guy out. If you don't click any of those and you go all the way to the bottom, there's something that says custom amount, and I think it's a one-time deal. You can do a custom amount. So, or if that doesn't work, or if it's not there when you go to look for it, you can go to paypal.me/TSG Multimedia, and I think that you can do a one-time thing.
Or just write a check and put it in the mail.
Whatever, that works too. I mean, whatever. The thing is, I think there's value in what I'm trying to do, and so I'm trying to make it work. And I don't make it. I don't like to ask for money because I'm just terrible at it, and I don't like it. I've never liked that.
Right.
And I've never really had to.
Makes you feel like you're begging.
It does, and I don't know. Is it pride? Maybe?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, maybe I shouldn't be proud, but I'm proud of what I do, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna go now.
Yeah.
Now that I'm done sounding
Over 2 hours.
weirdly pathetic.
I never thought I'd sit here for 2 hours.
I didn't either. And what's funny is all that time I was talking about people donating money, and the views went way down. We got like half the number of people watching.
I can imagine why.
All right, we're out of here. We're going to go get Hunter and get out of here. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for joining, asking me.
Yeah, and for being on. That
Yeah.
was really cool. I didn't expect you to sit here for 2 hours either.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though. We'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching, and see you on whenever the next time is. Bye.